LinkedIn customization and branding, building brand-centric links to entice prospects to engage.
Well, welcome to the next episode of LinkedIn to Lead Generation with Hannah Tighe. Absolutely, we want to get people to engage, but what are we talking about today, Hannah?
Sure. Well, today we're going to talk about some things that you can do to entice your prospects to want to engage with you, because you're going to use that problem-centric language. So they're going to be able to identify the fact that you can help them, and you're going to entice them by adding these few quick little tips here, quick changes to your profile.
All right, so let's do a quick rundown of the specifics that we're going to hit in this episode. So what are we going to cover?
Sure. So we're going to talk a little bit about your public URL, making sure that that's nicely branded so people can connect easily with you. We're also going to talk about how you can switch out the default links in your contact section for your website and make them more branded towards your clients' issues. And then also we're going to talk a little bit about some branding and some keyword optimization in your endorsement section.
Excellent. All right, that all sounds like good stuff. Looks like I'm going to learn a lot today. So let's dig in. So public URL. So I know that a lot of people don't even know what the heck we're talking about when we say this. So let's help them out. What is the public URL, and what can I change about that?
Okay, so your public URL is the actual link to your profile on LinkedIn. Okay. And what you want to do is, a lot of people forget about this, and so if you look at it, it's right underneath your picture there when someone pulls up your profile, and it'll say like this long, thing with lots of numbers and gobbledygook and whatever, and your name somewhat in there at some point. Okay, so that's not a real easy way for people to connect to you. So obviously, like, you couldn't put that into your if you're reaching out to a prospect and you have your email signature, you can't put that in there because it's going to take up the whole email, and it looks like crap. So what you want to do is you want to go in and you can just change that. So when you go to edit profile and you go to that little thing, that your little public URL there under your picture, it'll actually say like edit, and you just click on that. And it'll allow you to put you can either put your name in, or you could put in like, Hannah Tighe LinkedIn awesomeness or something, whatever. You could just
and it'll basically tell me if that one's available, right? I mean, right away it'll tell me. I might have to tweak it a little bit to make it.
Right. So
my name is John Smith, I might be in trouble, right?
Exactly. So sometimes, and that has happened when I've worked with clients. So they might have to put in, their middle name or their maiden name or, whatever it is. So just also, that is something important to know. Like, if you typically go by, I know I've worked with some clients before where their name is, Christine, but they go by Chrissy. And everyone knows them as Chrissy. You want to think like, well, what am I really known as? When I introduce myself at a networking event, who do I introduce myself as? Because if someone's looking for you, you want to make sure they can find you. So those are things you want to think of. And again, you're branding yourself on LinkedIn, and you're making it easier for people to connect to you.
Absolutely. So good thing to do, a real simple thing to do, but people often forget to even look at what that URL is, and they've got the default that's been in there since they opened their account, and it just isn't all that pretty, is it? So.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's not.
So let's talk about website links. I mean, when you say website links, where on the profile are you talking about, and what can I do to really kind of help that become part of my branding?
Sure. So when someone is actually looking at your profile and they say, oh, wow, this person looks really interesting, I'd like to learn more, sometimes what they'll do is they'll go to the contact section, to learn a little bit more about you and how to, actually reach out. And often what they'll see is there's the standard default where it says website, or company website or whatever. And typically you can list like a personal website. There's up to like 3 options that you can do there. What you want to do is you want to go into, there's a drop down menu, and you can actually go to other. You click on other, and instead of just having the website listed as website, you can actually say something that entices them to want to go to your site to then get more familiar with you, make them more willing to engage with you, right? So then you might direct them to, a page on your website where it's, 10 top tips on how to use LinkedIn effectively.
Okay.
So, and that's how I would title it. So I would click other, and then I would say top tips for how to use
Okay, I
LinkedIn
got you. So it
effectively.
actually, you're creating an anchor text. You're creating an actual English phrase that has
Yes,
keywords in it that is visually obvious to me what it is I'm clicking on. I don't need to
right.
see all the gobbledygook of the link. I can see what it is, click on it, and then, like you said, you can take me not just to the head of the site. You might want to take me to a very specific page where
Right.
I'm marketing something. It might even be a landing page or a sales
Right.
page. Right.
Right.
Okay.
So and again, you want to make sure that you're thinking about the problems that that prospect is most likely dealing with, right?
Right.
So again, like maybe they don't feel like going to your website because you're just some generic person, but if you say like three things you must do now
Right,
so
I've got
to
a tip
avoid
sheet for
a
you.
social
Right,
media crisis,
gotcha. So you can, yeah, cool. So
put
you can
some
actually build
urgency.
an offer right into your profile there in a real nice, gentle kind of way. But you could give
Right.
them a tip sheet or a white paper or an ebook
Something.
even or something like that on a landing page.
Right.
Nice, nice
Yes.
tip. I like
So
it.
you want to do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Anything else about website links? Anywhere else that I should be thinking on the profile, or you're talking specifically in that contact area that we're?
Yeah, so I mean, like, I think that if you just will customize those few things, that can really make a big difference as to whether you just seem like the generic human being that, kind of looks good and maybe they'll contact you as opposed to them going to your website and seeing these things and really backing up the fact that you know what you're talking about and getting them further down into your funnel.
Cool. All right. Well, let's talk about endorsements then. So, what can I do with my endorsements that's going to help in this branding department? Obviously, they're showing up on there. I mean, I always wonder how much control I have over that whole endorsement section. So, help me out.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can add things that you want to be endorsed for in your skill section,
Okay.
okay? So this is really important because a lot of people, what they do is they forget to even go into that section. And so maybe they have these skills that are listed from, 4 years ago, and they've had, career changes and things like that, and people are just nicely endorsing them for these skills. Now, again, there's kind of like a, you know, how credible are these endorsements? Because a lot of people will be just kind of nice or, whatever, if they know
Right.
you
They're
have
just
done work with you.
clicking on it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just kind of clicking on it. However, it does help you rank in search.
Mm-hmm.
So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you are putting those keywords in that you want to be known as an expert in. So make sure that you're doing that. And then obviously that's really helping to
Okay.
brand you because if you have, Facebook marketing or, video marketing or whatever it is, outdoor advertising, if you have all, whatever it is that you want to be known for, if you have 99 endorsements for it as opposed to two,
Mm-hmm.
it just showcases that, other people think that you're an expert in it.
Right. Now I can remove ones that are no longer relevant. Can I delete them
Yeah,
if
you
they're
can do
old
that. You
and
can move them around also.
okay.
So if you want to be known more for, you know, um, whatever it is, let's say, you have 10 endorsements for video marketing and you want to be known more for that as opposed to the 40 that you have for content marketing. You can take that and drag it up so that it shows up more so that people
So,
might.
so I know where that section is. So, do I have to hit like an edit button to move them around, or I can literally just pick them up and
You
drag and
can,
drop them? Do
when
you
you
know?
go into add them, you can like
Okay.
add different things and like there will be a section where you can type in like new things that you want to be known for, but you
Okay.
can also just move them around. Like when you're
Oh,
in that
cool.
editing
Okay.
section, you can just drag them. Do
Well,
you like the?
yeah, exactly. You can just drag. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I love the visual, Hannah. It is very helpful. I'm a visual person. Well, no, that's great because you know what? Honestly, I've never actually edited that section. I've just kind of let it grow organically. But I'm going to go take a look at what needs to be moved up. Now, I don't want to put you on the spot because I know you don't represent LinkedIn. You're a LinkedIn expert, but you don't control their algorithm. But do you happen to know if I move one up, does that change the likelihood that it's going to suggest it to other people for them to endorse it, or do we have no idea about that?
I don't even know how that works, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. It seems like
I'm sure they don't
sometimes
really want to tell people either, but you know.
so it's supposed to do that, but then I know sometimes there have been times where, I've been endorsed for things that are like at the bottom and I'm like, I don't even
Yeah,
know.
who
So
knows?
I don't know if that's just because some people, it's supposed to be that way. But
Okay.
I think sometimes, you sometimes get put in front of people that have already endorsed you before for other skills.
Right.
So then they might be like they're like, oh, I thought, oh, so they
Right.
they do it again, and then you get these like lower skills. So it really depends on the person that's endorsing you.
Yeah, and obviously it's up to LinkedIn, in terms of how they kind of run this algorithm stuff. Well, all right, great. This has been really helpful. I'm going to go back to work on every time we talk, I've got my to-do list of LinkedIn things grows. So we've been talking about customization and branding and things that you can do to be a little more brand centric and stuff. We talked about improving your public URL by not leaving all that gobbledygook number stuff and changing that. We talked about customizing some of the web links in your contact information, being able to actually send people to a specific page and create some anchor text in there. And then this endorsement section has been real helpful to me anyway, so I know that I got to go and rearrange a few things. So Hannah, I know that you're out there helping people all day long with their LinkedIn profiles. If people want to get in touch with you, are you still willing to take phone calls, or have you become too
Sure,
famous to?
absolutely. Or
Okay.
just connect with me on LinkedIn. I mean, that's
Connect
like
with
probably
Hannah.
the easiest way to, reach out to me, and I'm always here to help. So,
Okay, great. Well, find Hannah on LinkedIn. You've got her website, her email address, her phone number right up here on screen. So until next time, Hannah, we're going to come back with more great information linked into lead generation with Hannah Tighe. I'll see you next time, Hannah.
thank you so much. Bye, everybody.